Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, August 23rd. My goodness. I say that every day. Like I see the date and I can't believe it. And I don't know why, because it's chronological. It's not that shocking. I guess it is, though, when, you see the summer going by like that. It feels like, wow, because it's such a small month and has a definite end to it. So good morning, everyone. How are you? I'm glad to see you here. We have Women Crush Wednesday today, and great artist I'm looking forward to introducing you to. Hi, Eunice. How are you? Hi, Yoshi. Hi, Nestet. Did I get your name right? Jean. Good morning. We had such a beautiful birthday celebration for Jean yesterday. We took an amazing hike and I went up to the Hudson Valley to Rhinebeck, and it was just a beautiful hike. And this place called Poets Walk. I'll post pictures later of it, but it was really nice. So that was a lot of fun. So I want to start with tell you a little bit about, I'm going to wait for some people to join. Hi, Maggie. Good to see you. So it's Women Crush Wednesday, and I want to take you to this artist, Lin Yan. Hi, Christy. Chris, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you here for Women Crush Wednesday. Having some Earl Grey, much needed Earl Grey tea this morning. It's been, August is a big month in our home. It's my birthday, my husband's birthday this year. Our son is going off to college. So there's kind of a lot of activity and a lot of transition. Hi, Tony. And my mother just joined. The Queen has arrived. Hello, Phyllis. How are you? Good to see you this morning. So I'm highlighting a Women Crush Wednesday. We always highlight a woman artist. And this artist, Lin Yan, is an artist that I've been working with for quite some time. And when I first saw her work, there are oftentimes artists will come to me. She came on a huge recommendation from the artist Jong Hung Tu. So there was this sense for me that if Hung Tu was sending me an artist, I'm going to seriously look at that artist and figure out a way to, do it. My broadcast is getting glitchy. Okay. Jean, do you hear that? If there's a glitch in the broadcast, can you just give me a sign, like a frowning face? I hate frowning faces, though. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? So that's a thumbs up. Is that because I'm glitchy or I'm okay? All right. Well, we'll see. All right. So let me know. Okay. So I turned the sound up a little bit. Just let me know. Okay. Good morning, Kathleen. So Lin Yan came to me back in, I can't even remember, 2000s, something. Hi, Mark. Good morning. Jacob's here. Mom, Jacob just entered the room. Okay, good. No glitching. So I wanted to look at this contemporary artist, Lin Yan, who I've worked with for quite some time. So Lin first came to me, and I really did not know what to do with her work, but I knew it spoke to me in some way, but I did not know why. And that's, for me, for part of my practice as a curator and a dealer and such is that I something will attract me that an artist does, and I don't always know why. I don't know. I have to work with it a bit, grow with it, figure it out. So when Lin first came to me, she showed me panels like this, and this is Merge. And Lin's whole body of work, as you'll see, is really about Zhuan paper. And Zhuan paper is this paper that is indigenous to China. And in fact, it has this long and storied past where it's this, I think it's like a mulberry paper, but the Japanese tried to steal the recipe, so to speak, to make the paper, and they couldn't do it. And so Zhuan paper and China are this, it's just this united being. It's so much about China. So when a Chinese artist works in Zhuan paper, they're also referencing so much of their history, right? So good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Don. Good to see everybody here today. So Lin Yan's working in Zhuan paper, but at this time, she's just earlier in her career, she's not working in the way that you will see. This is just a hint of it. So what I love about Lin Yan, I want to tell you a little background about her. First of all, I always say, all of the artists that I work with end up with a tagline. And Lin was that she does everything so well. She truly does. And she made me better as a dealer, as a curator, as someone showing art. She's so strong in everything that she does that it was like game on. It's like you want to be better. I wanted to be better and do better for her. So this is an exhibit that she did. This is before I enter the picture, so to speak. And this is early work of Lin's. And what happens to her work I find amazing. First of all, Lin comes from a very prominent family of artists in China. Her parents, her grandparents, are very well-respected Chinese artists. And so she goes to Central Fine Arts, which is the university that all the important Chinese artists have attended. And basically everything that they're taught at that point is to copy the masters, to copy the calligraphy. There's not necessarily this like art school is here to find a voice for yourself or to find a voice within a generation. It's about copying the masters and being able to do it in such a way that gives reverence to the masters, but doesn't say so much about your own work. Hi, Annette. Good morning. But already at art school, Lin, there's this buzz about her that she is doing work. She's not just copying the masters. She's doing something far more. She's doing something very risky. I don't know her at this time, but what happens to Lin's work as Lin changes and grows is that she starts to use Zhuan paper in a very different way. She starts literally building the work. The work is the Zhuan paper. It is her canvas. It is everything that has to do with the work. And Weijia just joined. Weijia, thank you for joining. Weijia is Lin's husband. And so let me just show you quick. You know what, Weijia? I have a piece of yours here that I'm going to show in relation to Lin's work today. So please, everybody, welcome Weijia onto the feed, another amazing artist that I work with. And Weijia, please write in and tell me if I get anything wrong or if I'm getting things right or anything that you want to add. So Lin's work is about, the Zhuan paper. And I remember her telling me a story that she goes back to China. She goes back to Beijing. She comes here after being in New York for a while and working and exhibiting. She goes back to Beijing and she's on her street and she doesn't even realize it's where her studio used to be. It has changed so much. It is such a vastly different place now. And she starts to really look at architecture and the bricks from her studio in New York, her studio in Beijing, what it used to be. And she starts to use really architecture as a language with the Zhuan paper for her work. This is from a flag series that she did that I really love. And of course, my work has been so much about cross-cultural exchange, especially for the Chinese artists. So this delving into the American flag is a very, very powerful motif, so to speak. These are rivets. Again, the Zhuan paper, and she's using like the rivets from the ceilings and the walls of spaces that she once occupied or still occupy. And it's along with that white, beautiful Zhuan paper. Good morning, Colin. Nice to have you here. Here's a piece I love. This is Monument from the Monument series. So now we see the bricks, right? The molds. She's doing these molds of bricks. We see that in the middle. But the Zhuan paper starts to take on this life of its own as it kind of comes off the bricks and flutters. And it's really really stunning. This is a very large piece. And when you see it in person, it's like there's not one color of black here. It absolutely envelops you. It enshrouds you. And that word will come back to, we'll discuss. At this point, her work is going kind of from the flat of the wall to the Juan paper that comes out that you just saw in the black. I love this piece because there's this kind of etching, so to speak, in here, or this kind of pressing of a figure. And she calls this me going to Brooklyn. And again, we have the rivets, we have the Juan paper, we have a little bit of the sides of the Juan coming out, and then this figure that's pressed in, that's kind of dancing. And I love the way, hi Bart, good morning, the way the work is. We have work that is both flat, but the rivets and then the etching, the pressing, the ink, and it's just, where is this going, right? Or where is it? It goes, there's a push and pull with her work that's happening all the time. We're coming out, the paper's coming out, the bricks are still there, and it's just fascinating, absolutely fascinating to watch this, what's happening here. So I want to post this before I show you. So we do a show. We've done quite a few exhibits, and it's always a thrill for me to work with Lin and Weijia, two of my absolute favorite artists. We do a show called Enshrouded, because for me, I named the show Enshrouded, and this was at my gallery in Tribeca at the time, because I felt like I had seen a picture of Lin. I don't think I have that picture here, but I'll post it after. And she kind of had the paper wrapped around her, and it was so beautiful. And this is Lin Yan here in the white, very short hair. And that's a niche in my gallery at the time. And she's standing with another fabulous artist, Emily Chang. So that was her opening. And I feel like Enshrouded obviously has a lot of religious connotations, like the shroud of Christ. For me, naming it the show Enshrouded was not about the shroud of Christ, but that Lin Yan's work, her work with Juan paper, is so sacrosanct to her. So the Juan paper and Lin are so intertwined that it feels like she's almost covered with it all the time. It surrounds her, it enshrouds her. And so this show was a very, very successful show. Actually, all the shows that I've done with Lin and Weijia have been phenomenally successful. So I want to show you, because Weijia's on not only, this is Weijia's work. This is her husband's work. And please, people, talk to me, okay? You could say whatever. Talk to me here, okay? This is Weijia's work. He's also working in Juan paper, right? And he's using it in here, it's on canvas, but he's working in a slightly different way. So although both the artists are working with Juan paper, which is indigenous to China, Weijia is working with calligraphy, again, Chinese history, but they're working in a very contemporary way, and their work very much is also about being cross-culture and working in a contemporary world in New York City. So these are three pieces that I absolutely love. The picture's not the best, but this was in the back of the gallery as we had Lin's show in the front. And yet his treatment to Juan is different than Lin's, but it's also very complementary. I always say about Lin Yan, I have a nice story about Lin. I have only nice stories about Lin because she's a remarkable artist, and Weijia. They're this couple that came to America, came to New York. They're steeped in the tradition of art. They're working very hard. They're very, very, very hardworking people, and ambitious and smart and just wonderful. And they have a child, Arthur Wang. And Arthur becomes the chess champ of the United States when he's in 8th grade. And I always say, Lin and Wei Jia do everything well, absolutely everything well. Their art is done well, the way they present their art, the way they approach me and gallerist, all the other galleries, everything they do is done on a particular level. And even parenting. They did such a remarkable job with Arthur. And good morning, Saeed. Very nice to see you here. And it's just to watch Arthur grow and how successful he is. He went to Tufts on a full scholarship. He's doing great work now. I think he's still doing video. And it's just wonderful to see such a success story in my artists. I love, love, love. So you have to understand too, for me as a dealer, as somebody that's working with these artists, curating with them, to see her work at Dresden Museum, to have been put on the building, the monuments, to be embedded into this Renaissance architecture. Oh my goodness, beyond a thrill, beyond everything that you dream of. Don says, simplicity is not so simply explained. Yeah, I think of Ryman, yes, and the controversy over white paintings, yes. And Lin, trust me, Lin is looking at Sarah, Ryman, all of the artists. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. You know, there's artists, I've had artists tell me that their work should be higher price than an artist that's working conceptually, because really, what is it? It's so easy to put together. It's not true. But yes, there is all of that notion of, this simplicity. So I was very, very excited when I was able to then entice Lin Yan to do a show at the Flatiron. And let me tell you, it was not easy in the sense that good morning, Audrey, nice to see you. In the sense that I really had to fight for her to show at the Flatiron, because up to this point, Lin was not an installation artist. And I have to tell you something. The artists that I work with at the Flatiron, I am not going out there and specifically looking for installation artists. And I've been very criticized about that from other galleries and dealers. There's one artist that I wanted badly, very badly for the Flatiron. And his dealer just kept saying, but the work isn't installation and you need an installation artist. No, I have my vision of what the Flatiron is, and I stand by it. And part of it is that it becomes a place for the artist where once they're there, their work is forever changed. It's forever informed in a different way. And that is so exciting to see. Serena Buski, good morning. Weijia's on the thread, Serena. And we're looking at Lin Yan today. Happy to see you this morning, Serena. I miss you. So when Lin Yan, when I invite her to do the Flatiron, oh my God, I didn't look up this movie. You guys on the thread, help me. There was a film that came out. It was in GC, and it won an Academy Award. It was, the tiger was in it, the kid on the boat. Oh my God. Jean, do you remember it? Anyway, good morning, Mark. Lynn sees the movie, and I had seen the movie too, and she's so taken by this film. And so she now has a different approach to the Flatiron. She wants to do the Flatiron, but she draws this cheetah. Now remember, before this, her work really isn't about drawing. Let's look at this. This isn't even really, installation at this point. Her work is not about drawing. But for the Flatiron, she chooses, based on her inspiration, to draw this cheetah on Juan paper. And I go to her studio because I really want her to do the Flatiron. I realize I'm in this place where at the time I'm hanging by a string. The Flatiron could be taken away at any moment. I could be left without, I could leave an artist high and dry, so to speak, which is a terrible position for me to be in. But I could, Life of Pi, thank you, Don. Thank you, Kathleen, thank you. Yes, Life of Pi, thank you. I kept confusing it with the Tao and all of that. Okay, so I want Lynn to get the benefit of doing the Flatiron before I no longer am the curator there. And so, that's a whole story in itself. But she sees Life of Pi and she comes up. And so I go to her studio and she shows me this work, this drawing of this cheetah. And I think, wow, this is really something. This is so different for Lin and so different for what we've put in the Flatiron in the past. So I want to show, the one side is this cheetah. The other side is the Juan paper hanging, just hanging like a curtain. But there's something so different about it. It's not a curtain at all. It's not fabric at all. You're in the hot tub this morning, Serena. What hot tub? Lin Yan's on the feed, everyone. Hi, Lin Yan. I'm so happy to have you here. Lin, please talk to everybody. We have a really nice audience listening to your work. Yes, Life of Pi. Can you believe I forgot it? Lin and Weijia, just let me tell you what's happening. William's leaving for college on Monday. So it's been like a few weeks of just getting him going and getting him up and packed and everything. So I said to Gene this morning as I was putting the show together, oh my God, what was that movie again? And then he forgot to. So it's Life of Pi, and we named the exhibit Embracing Stillness. Because as I talked to Lin in the Flatiron space, we both kind of come to this understanding that it's within the stillness, it's within the quiet that everything happens. And in my press release, I even I quote Langston Hughes, his poem In Times of Silver Rain, because it's the winter at this point. And I remember when the day that we installed, it was a terrible snowstorm. And in the morning, Lin texts me, it's a beautiful day, because I think she's worried, oh my God, I can't get to Brooklyn and then also get to the Flatiron to pick up her work and then to install. And she goes, it's a beautiful day, great day to install. And I was just like, this woman does everything well. We are going to install this show, snowstorm or not. And so I think of Langston Hughes in Times of Silver Rain, when he talks about kind of the winter months gathering in and staying quiet. And so this show becomes about this quiet. But think about the quiet. It's the quiet on 23rd Street and Broadway and Fifth Avenue, where 250,000 people a day are seeing the exhibit. And so you have all of this activity around the exhibit. And then there's the exhibit. And what happens is, what I love, which was just a surprise for us, Bingley, everybody is on the feed today. Okay, so let me tell you, Bingley, great artist. Oh my God. We're going to cover Bingley. So we have Bingley, Weijia, Lin Yan on the feed. Zhang Heng Tu was looking yesterday. You guys, let me tell you what I'm doing quickly. I'm doing a series called Smart Start, where I do my own Facebook show. We have a great following now around the world. We have a following around the world. I hope Roger from Bangkok will be here soon. He's a gallery owner from Bangkok. Anyway, and every day we look at a piece of art. We call it Smart Start, and it's a way for people to find themselves, to focus, to think about a piece of art, and then have their day, or wherever they are in the world, continue the day, the morning, whatever time of day it is that people are joining. And for me, it's a lot about just cultivating culture, hashtag cultivating culture, that's my hashtag, and getting more and more art out there in a world that sorely needs more culture and art. So today is Women Crush Wednesday, and we know Lin Yan crushes it big time. So who else do we have here? Hi, He. How are you? Stan, good morning. Peter, good morning. Yes, thank you, Kathleen. Yeah, embracing stillness. So I want you to look, at this image. So you see the pieces of Juan hanging. On the platform there's a white platform. There's another image of a cheetah lying down. Do you guys see that? Give me some thumbs up if you see that, okay? What happens that Lin and I did not know at the time, when we put the cheetah over the platform, air comes up from the platform. And it looks like what ends up happening, and we never know when the air is going to come up, right? The Sprint store is right to the left, and downstairs is all of their, deep into the basement is their air conditioning or their ventilation system. When the air comes up, it comes up in that one spot. Do you see where the cheetah's head is? Can everybody see that? Kind of where his heart and head is, okay? Comes up in that one spot, and it looks like he's breathing. And people now walk through or walk outside the Flatiron, even when it's snowing, in the quiet of the night. And I've stood there many times watching, and people have written to me about it, and they start to breathe along with the cheetah in a different way. It's kind of this inhale and exhale, and it's so beautiful, and it's something we never anticipated, ever expected, ever tried for. So here's what I love also. So let me give you one more quick shot from inside the Flatiron, that gorgeous Juan paper juxtaposed to that amazing architecture. See, in the Flatiron, let me give you a quick, in the Flatiron space, you see that the window triangle here? When the building was first built in 1901, I believe it was, this area wasn't here. That hi Rose, good morning. That triangle, the windows, they weren't there. If you see inside these columns all the way to the left, let me know if you could see that. That's this column. That was the outside of the building. In 1903, the Flatiron realized very early on that they're missing a retail space, so that they needed to make some more money. So they built that, what they call the prow, the cow catcher, on the outside. And believe it or not, one of the first stores that were in there was a cigar store, which I think is like the perfect place. So then what happens after the Flatiron? So all the good artists that I've worked with, and there are many, the Flatiron changes their work, it changes me, it informs the work in a different way. So what's so do I have sound now? I'm sorry, did I not have sound there? I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, I have sound now, right? Can you give me some thumbs up if I have sound now? Do I have sound now? Thank you, Don. I'm sorry, you guys. I just don't know why. Anyway, what I was saying about the last piece was that I love the way the Flatiron took Lin to a different place than she ever was, right? Her work was, you saw the flags, she was on the wall. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. And it's, okay, wait, Lin's here. Grateful, Cheryl. Yes, it was a turning point project from me. From morning till night, in a different hour of the day, work looks different. I found out the light and handmade paper work beautifully together. So true. So true, Lin. It's just amazing. So, Lin, what I find so interesting now is that you were not, quote unquote, an installation artist, and I think that that's such a limiting term anyway. Okay, I'm sorry about the sound, everybody, but people often ask me, what do you see in an artist's work? What makes an artist's work, good work, or whatever? Okay, good, Mom. So I always say, and it's kind of a paradox, because the work of an artist both changes and it stays the same. And I think Lin Yan brings up, her work is the perfect example of what I'm saying about that. She continues to work with Zhuan paper. I can tell you from the day she started, if I saw work from hers from art school to today and her name wasn't on it, I would know it's Lin Yan. I have seen now other artists work in Zhuan paper in similar ways that maybe, are inspired by Lin, but it's not Lin's work. I can tell it immediately. The work changes and it stays the same. And what do I mean by that? She has this particular feel of the Zhuan paper. She has her signature style of the Zhuan paper that when we talked about enshrouded before, it's like she's enshrouded in it. But what changes is the way she executes it, right? So now, having gone from, I'm going to go back to the piece that doesn't have sound to it. I just want you to look at it quickly and then I'll be right back, okay? This new work, this is her, I believe, Lin, this is the latest work, right, at Mocha in China. All the work is informed all the way through, past the Flatiron, from other shows that she had at the Bruce Museum, so many other exhibits too. And now look where it is. This image just blows me away. Look at this. We have the cloud, this kind of black, dark cloud. And all of this lighting is involved now to where she brings it to a light socket on the wall, right? And I don't know if I have the image that she did a piece called Me Going to Brooklyn. I don't have it here. Oh, I'm so disappointed, but I'll post it later. An early piece of Me Going to Brooklyn that had a socket in it. But again, this is a flat piece. This is before the installation. And so look where the work has gone. Look what has happened. And so we have an artist whose work, her life's work, the problems or issues or concept that she is working out, it's all within the Zhuan paper. But it changes. It changes and it grows and it's informed and it just moves. It moves in a direction. And she is one of the artists that and along with her husband Weijia, who I am so excited all the time to see what is new. What are they doing now? I just know whatever it is going to go to such a new place, but it'll still find its roots in her history, going back to being that student that shocks everybody at Central Fine Arts or whatever it is that she is doing, right back to her parents, her grandparents. And to be able to follow an artist like this, a contemporary artist like this, is really a gift. So today, for Women Crush Wednesday, Lin Yan. Lin Yan crushes it as an artist, as an extremely intelligent woman, as somebody who gets her art out there and really keeps working towards that market, promoting herself, finding shows. She works with me, she works with galleries, but she's also out there independently working hard as a mother to Arthur, amazing son, and Lynn. We're sending William off on Monday, and I know you feel me here. And so I want to say that Women Crush Wednesday, Lin Yan is an extraordinary artist in person and a woman, and I'm going to post her website for you all to see, and I want you to ask any questions, and I'm going to post the image, a few other images of hers. So please continue to write on this feed. Lynn is on the feed, Weijia's on the feed. Questions will be answered, comments. I know John Haber will look at this later on, and he's written reviews about Lynn, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. So I want you all to have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, Power Wednesday, Power Women Wednesday, power everybody, you know. Yes, Audrey says, thank you for inspiring us, Lin Yan. Yeah, Audrey, you know, my Chinese artists from this period, they're very, very inspiring, having left the Cultural Revolution and then finding a voice, hard-fought, hard-won voice in New York City for themselves. It's just brilliant. And I've watched the struggle. They've watched my struggle. I've watched their struggle. We've shared in the struggle. To show art, to sell art, to all of it. So it's an amazing story. There's a wonderful film about Lin Yan. I'm going to see if I can post that because it's a large film, but it's also on her website. So everybody, I'm going to give you a tagline as I leave, that together, I truly believe through Smart Start, I truly believe in what I'm doing here 100%, that it's needed. And even if people don't think they need it, it's wanted, it's here. That together through this, we can do better every day. And I know it helps me, so I hope it helps you. And Lin Yan, I absolutely adore you. And doing a salon this fall, and I want pieces from you in Weijia and bring people back into the salon and talking. What does Chris say? Thank you. Oh, thank you, Chris. Hi, Alan. How are you? Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Women Crush Wednesday. Lin Yan, truly magnificent. Thank you all very much. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Together we can do better, and we are. Bye.